Nashville. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, a man and machine. They're full wide, they're green flag, showtime, the Knoxville Nationals are green.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, bringing you Thursday Night Thunder, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies, and we're at Volusia Speedway Park. Just look at the beautiful sunset here in Florida tonight. That's right there in the exit of, or right there kind of in the middle of 3 and 4, basically exit of 4. You know, we're just looking at it. But man, take a look at that rolling leaderboard here. 27 guys have put in a time, but there are 2 more guys. Make it 3 more guys. As John Hine, I see, just joins the session, who have not put a time in. We are looking at 30 drivers here tonight, and my, oh my, you've got to be excited about this. And, you know, I noticed these guys doing this earlier. I was hoping they would stay doing this. I can't really tell what it is that they're doing, but this group of 4 has just been putting around this track, basically doing a race without using the gas at all. You know, just kind of letting the car carry itself. Not sure if they're just messing around wearing the track in at all, but these guys have just been rolling around like this, and it was really funny to watch. I almost cut the intro video short because I wanted them I wanted to catch this on, but right now they're just going around basically, I mean, like you would see before a race here, pretend they're a water truck. They're just riding around packing it in here, maybe trying to get some lanes that they would like. The 32, he loves feeding the bottom, so he's down there rolling that thing in. And well, up above him, Clay Christopherson in that 51 machine. It's rolling the outside, and these two boys behind him just kind of filling in the gaps here. But tonight should be one heck of a race here. Is, like I said, it right now 30 guys in session, so gonna be sending 6 drivers home. And with Volusia, this is one of those tracks that really treat you to a lot of racing room. Let's go see if there's any other guys out here tuning in laps. Brennan Templeton's out here. But this track will get racing. I mean, all these cars on it, we're gonna see a lot of track transitions. You're gonna see lane changes, mid-heats, you know, and they start out with the bottom being a little quick, and all of a sudden 3 laps into heat 2, we may see the top start rolling. Especially as we get into the second feature of the night, where they pull the big blocks out of the trailer. With those puppies, you want to roll that high side and keep the momentum up. You can roll the bottom and get it to work. You know, the select few do it, but Blake Chapman's one that comes to mind who does it incredibly well. And let's see here. Logan Wentz just putting around. We got the Hitman, Brett Walsh, here in the 52. And it looks like they're not messing around here. Exactly 7 o'clock. We're going to roll into qualifying. So, long night ahead here. We're definitely going to have a B main with 30 cars. Pay attention to the bottom of the screen here in qualifying. We'll try to see who pulls out first. Looking like possibly Clayton Clewell's going to get out of the pits first. Let's follow him. Green on the bottom, you know, is your personal best sector. Yellow, you don't want. That's worse than your personal best. And purple's what you're shooting for. That's the fastest out of everyone. Right now, Clayton Clewell takes the green flag for lap number 1. Anxious to see here, so he's going to run the bottom here, lap number 1. You may see other guys run the top, maybe try to pick up a little bit more speed and then commit to it the second lap. But he's going to go bottom here, and let's see what kind of time he puts down. P7 right now. Samuel Bachman in the 107, currently P1 with a 1682. You know, after qualifying too, I'm going to adjust the sound here a little bit. I was sounding, the sprint cars sounded a little bit too loud the other day, so we had to crank it down, but these ones just a little low. And Brett Walsh pops up the P5. Let's see here, Logan Wentz, where does he come in? He's green. He got faster, P17. Is there anybody else out there still putting in a time? John Hine, Brandon Dittmer did not put in laps yet. Craig Bristol only put in 1. Blake Chapman's on lap number 2. Let's see what he does here. Quicker in sector 2. Overall, though, not going to improve as he was slower in sector 1. He's going to have to stay with P7. And you know what? Let's just go ahead while we're waiting for these guys to finish. You get a little iRacing insider here. That should do the trick. So let's see. John Hine, Brandon Dittmer, they never pulled out, and that's going to do it for qualifying. So let's see here. Let's bring you up the starting grid here for heat race number 1 once I find my little tool. Starting in row number 1, we've got the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Parker on the pole. It is outside Clayton, the Hangman Clewell. Inside of row number 2, we've got Brett, the Hitman Walsh. It is outside in the 107, Sam Bachman. Inside of row number 3, we've got the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. It is outside in the 56, Randy Shreves. Running out the field tonight in row number 4, we've got the 007 of Michael Vecchio. It is outside the Professor, John Hine. Jeff Barker here looks to lead us to the start. Coming out out of turn 4, we should see the pace car dive into the pits, and the green flag is high. It's ready to fly at Volusia Speedway Park. Green flag in the air for heat race number 1. Bruton B tries to crowd him up. Too close to call at the line. Oh, contact Jeff Barker. Oh, and you're seeing, I may have had a little quick connection lag issue, so you saw guys disappear, dip out. I'm not going to be able to pull that replay back, but Sam Bachman, John Hine, Trent Verstraeten, all affected by that here. Clayton Clewell out front with his teammate Brett Walsh in the 52, close in tow. Michael Vecchio easily has third here, 3 to go, but Randy Shreves, he's trying to run him down after being slightly involved in that accident. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, he's going to work. Right now, he'd be that first man not making your feature here. His top 4 advance. 2 to go this time by for Brett Walsh, as he was actually able to get by Clayton Clewell when we ducked away. Not too sure how. But Brett Walsh here, 1 to go. White flag in the air, final time around. Brett Walsh feeling the pressure from the 120 of Clayton Clewell, but Clayton just not going to be close enough to make a move here. His final time through 3 and 4. The 520 of Brett Walsh is going to start on the pole tonight for your feature. Clayton Clewell second, Michael Vecchio third, Jeff Barker fourth, Randy Shreves fifth, Sam Bachman sixth, maybe Trent Verstraeten seventh. Yeah, able to beat out John Hine at the line. John Hine's going to round out the field. Tough break there, as you saw. I kind of had a lag spike right as that wreck happened, so no way to pull back that replay. Tough break for those involved. Let's bring up the starting grid here for heat race number 2, and it's going to look a little something like this. Starting on the pole, the 075 of Trevor Giroux, and is outside the 051 of Blake Christopherson. Inside of row number 2, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey, and is outside Superman in the 218, Kurt Schatzer. Logan Wentz is going to roll off P5 into his outside. Michael Vitale running out the field tonight in row number 4, the 96 of Chris Salvi, and is outside. It's Bristol, baby, in the 89, Craig Bristol. 75 of Trevor Giroux. You saw heat race number 1. It was so important to get that jump, and well, just wasn't able to do it. Heat race number 1 on the bottom. You saw that contact, and well, Brett Walsh and Clayton Clewell ended up walking away. So Trevor Giroux knows he needs to get up to that high side quick, and he needs a good start as the green flag's high. It's ready to fly, Volusia Speedway Park. Let's go race. Sends it off into turn number 1, and he does indeed just that. He sends it. He goes up high right away. But Clay Christopherson in the 051, he came to play here. He's going to look low into 3. Holds his momentum through 3 and 4, side by side at the line. Too close to call, but let's see if Clay sends it in into 1 and 2. Doesn't have the room to slide up is the Philly Flyer. Trevor Giroux holds his line, but we're 3 wide for the lead as Superman's got the cape on. He's looking high. He crosses over, tries to look under the Philly Flyer as Clay Christopherson takes the lead, but Kurt Schatzer, little contact, pushes the Philly Flyer into Clay Christopherson. They're 3 wide, yet still. Through 3 and 4, Trevor Giroux throws it in. Clay Christopherson counters with a punch of his own. He's back low. Oh my gosh, what a race in heat race number 2. Superman's flying high up there, trying to find a way, but him and Dylan Kinsey make slight contact. The Philly Flyer sends it in into 3 and 4. Kurt Schatzer tries to cut low, but with 2 to go, just he's real little contact in 1 and 2. Clay Christopherson trying to make room up high. Trevor Giroux sends it in here. He's looking for the final flag this time by. White in the air. Clay Christopherson sends it in, counters back. Who's it going to be at the line? It could be any one of your top 3 right now. Clay Christopherson, he's going to throw it in. He's going to lift. He's going to protect the bottom. Clay Christopherson's going to have him at the line. Heat race winner number 2, followed by Trevor Giroux, Kurt Schatzer, Dylan Kinsey, Michael Vitale, Chris Salvi, Craig Bristol, and Logan Wentz. Logan Wentz just now finishing up. He must have had some trouble, but my oh my, we could not step away from that battle at the front as those guys went toe-to-toe for each lap here at Volusia. And man, it just keeps getting better and better as let's check out that starting grid here for heat race number 3. Starting on the pole, the 79 of Dean Reynolds and is outside. In the 7, we have Bob DeGood. Inside of row number 3, the salesman Blake Chapman and is outside. Beat temp, Brandon Templeton. Inside of row number 3, we've got the 00 of Harold Klump into his outside in the 88. Soupy Dan McLaren. Running out the field tonight in P7, we have the 099 of Glenn Sharp. If you're out there watching, let us know you're rooting for. I see Gramps is rooting for Isaac tonight. But Dino, he was a big winner last night in the 360s on his first Hometown Heroes event. If he could win heat race number 3, that would be a good start here as the pace car is off. The green flag is high, and it's ready to fly for the 79 as we're underway here at Volusia Speedway Park. Dean Reynolds with a good jump, and Blake Chapman looks to the inside as well. He is finding some grip down there on the bottom that we haven't seen anyone else find. Third to first in the opening lap for the salesman, but Dino says, hold up, Shaggy, I'm going to counter back with a little right hook of my own. Dino sends it in, not able to get that good bite on the bottom like the 20 of Blake Chapman found earlier, and just lost momentum. And entering turn 3, the salesman Blake Chapman sets sail on the high side. Battle heating up though for that final transfer spot. Harold Klump looks low in the 7 of Bob DeGood. Harold Klump fumbles a little bit. Now Soupy Dan McLaren goes on by on the bottom. He's into that first spot to not make it P5. Soupy with 3 to go all over the 7 of Bob DeGood. He doesn't want to have to go through the B main, even with a nickname like Soup. He knows how hard it's going to be to transfer out of this, and he needs to race his way in. Coming to the flag stand, 2-6 in the air, 2 to go. Soupy had the final transfer spot at the line, but look at that, 3 wide for the lead. Coming out of turn 4, looking to get the white flag. Brandon Templeton all over Dean Reynolds, trying to take over P2. Dan McLaren into that 4th and final transfer spot. He's feeling the heat from the 7 of Bob DeGood, but back out front. Blake Chapman takes it into turn 3 for the final time. Checkered flag flying as Blake Chapman is going to be your heat race number 3 winner, followed by the 79 of Dean Reynolds, the 31 of Brandon Templeton, the 88 of Dan McLaren, Bob DeGood, Harold Klump, and Glenn Sharp rounding out the field. Good racing all around in heat race number 3. And well, your 4th and final heat race of the night, I believe. And we'll be going into the B main. We've got the 22 of Joe Halter on the pole and is outside. 100 grand, then the 518 Joseph Grandy. Slide job, Isaac Salas starts off on the inside of row number 2 and is outside in the 32, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Brian Dickens rolls off on the inside of P5 and is outside in the 93. We've got Butters, Jason Butterfield, rounding out the field tonight in the 83. We've got the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, and it looks like 100 grand, Joseph Grandy, did not make the call, and that's going to put the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, to the outside of the front row. And all of a sudden, Joe Halter is really going to be feeling some pressure in that 22 machine. So pace car gets ready to pull off here. As we exit turn 4, the green flag is high and it's ready to fly for the final time. Heat race number 4. Let's go racing. Yeah, man, Anthony Morano with a good run into the corner. Joe Halter tightens up here in the center, and he's going to lose 3 spots. 1st to 4th, possibly 5th, as Brian Dickens goes to work on Joe Halter. Joe Halter is going to wish he could do that all over again. But right now, slide job, Isaac Salas. He's looking for the lead. Putting the pressure on the 93 of Butters. Jason Butterfield, can he get in front of him? There's not a lot of room to fit a race car, and Butters is not letting up. Isaac just has him at the line. Oh, big move. Butters going to counter back, and right now with these guys racing so hard, this is exactly what that 32 of Anthony Morano wants. He's able to kind of check out, run his own race, and Butters throws a slide job on his teammate. My, oh my, here they go. Battle leading up for that fourth and final transfer spot. The Spider Monkey going to work on Brian Dickens. He's trying to make that low line work, but just can't carry momentum off of 4-2 to go. This time by gets into the 122, then gets a little bump from the 22, and now Brian Dickens, barring a big mistake, is going to make that fourth and final transfer spot stick. Battle for the lead, though, is Butters. Jason Butterfield looks low, 1 to go, white flag in the air. Final time through turns 1 and 2. Can he make it stick on the bottom? Just doesn't look like he has enough momentum. Isaac Salas, though, on the other end, he's looking for P2. He's going to send it in there. Slide job. Who's going to get P2? And Anthony Morano wins, followed by Jason Butterfield, Isaac Salas, Brian Dickens, Brandon Dittmer, Joe Halter, and $100,000 didn't make the call. So if he's going to race in the feature tonight, he's going to have to come through this B main. Speaking of coming through this B main here, let's show you the starting grid for it. Starting on the pole, we've got the 56 of Randy Shreves. It is outside in the 213, Michael Vitale. Inside of row number 2 in the 7, Bob the Good. It is outside the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dimmer. The 107 of Samuel Bachman rolls off PE5 and is outside the 96 of Chris Alvey. Inside of row number 4, we've got the 00 of Harold Klump and is outside the double deuce of Joe. Inside of row number 5, we've got the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. It is outside Craig Bristol in the 89. Inside of row number 6, the 089, I believe, of Glenn Sharp, or 009. 99, actually. My vision's pretty bad here. My bad, Glenn. And it is outside Joseph Grandy, but once again, Joseph didn't make the call, so rounding out the field, we've got John Hine and Logan Wentz here. Top 8 gonna make it. Here is 5 gonna go home. We're gonna keep an eye on 8th place here throughout the race. Let's watch it from up in the booth. Gonna be wild here in turn 1. 56 of Randy Shreve. Oh, Bob DeGood has a little hiccup there. 3 wide going down the backstretch. Bob DeGood all of a sudden finds himself 7th, 1 spot to the good as Trent Verstraeten, the man in P8, he's looking low there. 3 wide across the line. Trent Verstraeten does not want to sit in P8. You're seeing him drive his little tail off here. 3 wide. Ooh, they're almost 4 wide here as they're making contact, bouncing around. Everybody keeps on rolling. But right now, Harold Klump in the 00. He is in that 8th and final transfer spot, but he's got Logan Wentz in the 118 looking on, trying to get in between the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. And, oh, man. Harold Klump gets up there a little bit, makes a little contact with the 88, but then falls in line. He is that 8th and final man. Look at him, 3 wide behind him, the professor looking low. John Hine up to 10th. Started this thing in 13th, but man, he's still got 2 places he's got to find here as he's running out of time. This time by, we're going to have 3 to go. That 8th and final transfer spot is this man, Logan Wentz in the 118. John Hine up to 9th, looking low on the 88 of Trent Verstraeten, who is now that guy out. He's in P9, actually. Oh, man. 2 to go. side by side for the 8th and final transfer spot. You're seeing Trent Verstraeten in that green and black car. He is the odd man out. He is in 9th place. He is looking low on Harold Klump. He throws the slider. Harold Klump counters back. White flag in the air. The 99 of Glenn Sharp and the 71 of John Hine get together. They're off the pace. This is the battle for that 8th and final transfer spot. Can Harold Klump in that green and black and gray car make a move? No, Trent Verstraeten taking it at the line. Randy Shreves wins the B main, but man, I'm sorry, Randy. We had to watch that battle for 8th. Randy Shreves, Michael Vitale, Sam Bachman, Brandon Dittmer, Chris Alvey, Bob DeGood, Logan Wentz, and Trent Verstraeten all advance. But tough break to the final 6 as not everybody could make it tonight. And we're going to take a quick break, go to warm-ups. We'll be right back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more.
Coast to Coast Racing League 358th Division on the C2C Racing Network, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies.
On the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and there you're seeing the times. Anthony Morano tops the chart. That was your spring points leader who just told us to go racing here. And that's exactly what we're about to do. 30 laps here at Volusia Speedway Park, and we've got a full field of 24 cars here tonight, so it is gonna be one heck of a show here. And well, let's bring up that starting grid here. Starting on the pole, we have the 520 of Brett Walsh, and it is outside in the 051. Clay Christopherson inside of row number 2. We've got the salesman Blake Chapman. It is outside the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. Inside of row number 3, Hangman Clayton Cleveland. And it is outside the 075, the Philly Flyer Trevor Shapiro. Inside of row number 4, we've got Dean Reynolds, and it is outside Butters Jason Butterfield. That jumped a lot of grid spots, way too many here. Inside of row number 5, we got the 007 of Michael Vecchio, and it is outside the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. Inside of row number number 6, we've got B10, Brendan Templeton, and it is outside slide job on 6 hours. Inside of row number 7, we've got the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Parker, and it is outside in the 639, Dylan Kinsey. Inside of row number 8, we've got Soup V, Dan McLaren. It is outside the 22 of Brian Dickens. Inside of row number 9, we've got the 56 of Randy Shreves, and it is outside Michael Vitale. Inside of row number 10, the 107 of Samuel Bachman, and it is outside the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. Inside of row number 11, in the number 96, we've got Chris Salvi, and it is outside in the 7, Bob the Good. Rounding out the field tonight, Logan Wentz and Trent Verstraeten. Here's not sure if we're going to go around twice or if the pace car will roll in here. Looks like we're going to go around twice. The guys want to give me a second to catch my breath, and, well, I'll tell you what, I appreciate it. And if you're out there watching, let me know who you got here before the green flag flies. Personally, I got my money tonight on the salesman, Blake Chapman, in that 20 ride. I see Megan's rooting for Dean. We've got Gramps rooting for Isaac here tonight. Let us know who you got. Give the race, or give the channel a like and a subscribe. And here we go down the backstretch for the final time as the lights are on, as it's getting dark. We're ready to go play at Volusia Speedway Park. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We're going racing at Volusia. The 520 of Brett Walsh is on the hammer. Oh, the salesman Blake Chapman makes a little hiccup in 1 and 2. He's going to really pick one. And 4 wide into 3 and 4. Dino pits down on the bottom. Can they survive? Oh, 4 wide all the way through the corner. The salesman hangs on. Only loses 1 or 2 spots there. That could have been bad, but big wreck here in the back. Big wreck here in the back. Dylan Kinsey, Michael Vecchio. Caution is out. Caution is out. Let's go see if we can see what happened here. Let's try to diagnose this. Right now, Dylan Kinsey is who we're looking at. We're going to try to go into the Chapman Racing drone cam. Keep an eye on that yellow and black. So contact in front of him. That was Michael Vecchio who went around. So let's go. Let's diagnose this a little better here. Michael Vecchio. Let's see, let's go to the blimp camera on Michael. So a little contact there with Brandon Templeton. Nudges him up into, couldn't tell who that was, but Vecchio goes around. Contact. Arguably gets probably the worst of that. He decides he needs that caution. He's going to stop in 1 and 2. Can't necessarily say I blame him. Right now, the hitman, Brett Walsh, he's going to be the guy bringing it to the restart here. Lights are still on. We're going to go around 1 more time, but he will control the restart. You're seeing the leaderboard do its thing. SDK is a little upset, but we know the 520's out front. Clay Christopherson, he's going to do his best to try to hang with Clay Christopherson, but the hangman, where is he? Is he P4 right now? Yeah, he's P4. That is Brett Walsh's teammate, so not going to be in the same line, but still look for him to get a pretty good start here. I imagine there will be some team communication. Pace car is off the 520, looks to lead us to the green flag. Good jump for Brett Walsh. Clay Christopherson not able to stay side by side, but able to hold off the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. As Blake Chapman, he's trying to go high here. He's trying to make up those spots he lost earlier in the middle, 3 wide through 3 and 4. Billy Flyer, Trevor Giroux trying to make up some time on the bottom. Here is the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. He's doing really well on the bottom through 1 and 2. He's trying to battle Clay, trying to get around him for P2. Oh, contact in the back. You saw Jason Butterfield go around. Oh, big wreck. No caution out just yet. As the caution finally does come out. Not sure what we were waiting on there. We saw it kind of start early with Jason Butterfield. Let's see here. Let's go back. This is told me Dan McLaren's involved. Let's try and see if we can see how here. Trying to get this up to full speed. Just like we saw it. That's exactly how it happened. Jason just loops it and go in front of the whole field. Oh, little contact with the back of Dino, actually. There we go. He had to check up, get on the brakes, get some help from Brandon Templeton. And, I mean, there's nothing Brandon can really do about that. But gonna loop it in front of the whole field. Big, big pile up. Oh, my God. Parking lot coming out of Florida. Lights are still on, so not going green just yet here at Volusia Speedway Park. See, there's a good view. We get to see those lights still blinking. Pace lights coming through as we head through 3 and 4, and I would imagine this time those pace lights are going to go on. Double up. Lights are off on the pace car. We will be going green this time by. Right now, Clay Christopherson just looking to get a better restart than the last time. Pace car is getting ready to dive off the 520 of the Brett Walsh. Looks to bring us back to the green flag, and he gets another good jump here. Hugs that bottom through 1 and 2, and it's just going to protect. You know, that's the best way to save that tire as well, and if it's fast. Seeing the top 3 right now, Hug in the bottom. Let's see. Brett Walsh is going to slide up here a little bit. Right now, Blake Chapman, after his early lap 1 mistake, he's down 2 spots and he's trying to find a way back around, but everybody's on the bottom in front of him. There's just no way to go. It seems like bottom preferred line. This is where you want to be. Being said, Blake's got to find a way around. He's going to look to the high side. And somebody else looking to the high side. Look at that 31 of Brandon Templeton. He's going to the top shelf in 3 and 4. Just can't get enough runoff with this small block. Dino is there, pitched down 3 wide, and he's going to get the worst of that. Not going to go around, but going to have to give up that battle as there's no room for him to fit another car in there. Back to the battle for P2. And the Ant-Man Anthony Morano all over the 051 of Clay Christopherson. Able to get him up out of that groove. Going to look low going down the backstretch. Good run in the middle of 3 and 4 for the Ant-Man. Kenny securing the spot at the line. He does have P2 at the line. Anthony Morano. And that's going to be a big deal because caution is out. Caution is out. Michael Vitale in the 213. Let's see what happens here. Get some help from the 122 of Brian Dickens. Goes up in front of the Spider Monkey of Brandon Dittmer. And well, that was just Brian Dickens. Maybe not being as patient as Michael Vitale would have liked. Let's see if we can go on board here. You can hear him back out of the throttle. He didn't want to nail him, but you know, kind of just is what it is. Didn't get in the brakes, and it's tough to get in the brakes in these things. You can make it want to shoot around. Can't necessarily blame him for not doing it. Caution is out here for the 3rd time at Volusia Speedway Park. 5:20. He will set the pace, but now he's got that 32 of Anthony Morano right behind him. We'll have to see if the Ant-Man can do anything with that 5:20 as he's finally gotten around the 051. Pace lights are off, but with that being the third caution, we will be single file restarts the rest of the way. I'm trying to get all my sneezes out now as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We're going to have 19 to go at Volusia Speedway Park. A third of the way through here for the 5:20 of Brett Walsh. Not a restart. Couldn't tell who that was. That Bob the Good, yeah, really caught the second half of the field back there, as that's going to be a lot of ground to make up. But back out front, Anthony Morano trying not to let the 5:20 of Brett Walsh get too far out. Christopherson feeling some heat from the Philly Flyer. The Philly Flyer looking low and looking in the middle, trying to be the meat in the sandwich as the salesman. He normally sells popcorn. He's not a deli meat kind of guy. That 20 of Blake Chapman, he knows he's got to put it where he's got to put it, man. He put himself in a bad spot to even fall out of third in the beginning. Bad opening lap. And now he's just got to put it where other guys aren't. Trying to move up, and speaking of moving up, slowly but surely, that 32 of Anthony Morano reeling in your leader of Clay Christopherson. You're seeing it getting right to the back end of the 5:20 of Brett Walsh. I don't know why I said Clay Christopherson, excuse me. That's the hitman Brett Walsh out front. Man, Anthony Morano, but look at that battle for P3. Is Trevor Giroux going to take it at the line? Yes, he is. Here comes Blake Chapman trying to follow him along, trying to take P4 as the 051. Clay Christopherson really starting to struggle. Superman Kurt Schatzer trying to give that 051 a little push, trying to will him along because he's trying to make that outside work. He's having some success against the 20 of Blake Chapman. Ooh, you all thought about peeking it in there. I had to check up contact between him and Dean, and Kurt Schatzer goes around for the fourth caution of the night. Man, that was just the product of, we were watching it. Kurt had speed and was just trying to find a way around, couldn't, and had to check up there. Gets a little contact from the 79, I believe. Let's see, sends it in. Has to get on the binders a little bit. Kisses him. Just gets sideways in front of Dino. Dino can do absolutely nothing about this. Sends it down to the inside. Morano was slowly reeling down your leader. He's all over that back bumper, and well, caution comes out. He's going to have to do it again, as Brett Walsh will be able to time this restart, go whenever he wants. Advantage leader, so Anthony Morano got to put his head down, got to try to go back to work here. Let's take a look here once everything settles down and we get to see Hard Charger. Who is Hard Charger right now? Logan Wentz is the answer. And that 118 machine started 23rd up to 8th. Big gains for that 118 of Logan Wentz. And, well, he's still got 12 laps. So Logan Wentz, can't count him out. He has some speed here tonight in that 118 machine. Lights are off on the pace car. We will go green this time by, and should get the 10 to go, or 11 to go here when we go back. So almost 2/3 of the way through here, and well, if you've saved anything, now's the time to use it. Gotta go now. Last game of the year, Brent can't hold anything back now as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Brett Walsh takes the green flag once again. 5:20 gets a good start there. Holds the bottom through 1 and 2. And Anthony Morano, I talked about it. You see that gap. Almost 4/10. So got to put his head down. Got to get that fishing pole out. Start reeling in the lead. Now, you know, he's got somebody behind him who we had seen he was able to work up to P3. Now he's all over the back of the 32, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, man. Don't count this guy out. He's got some speed here tonight. And well, Clay Christopherson, maybe he's figured something out following these guys, is running the bottom, slowing the car down. That 051's found a new gear, and he's all over the Philly Flyer. Blake Chapman rounding out the top 5 there. Nice gap to Dean Reynolds in 6th. Who's feeling the pressure from the hard charger, Logan Wentz, in that 118. Logan is in a hot rod tonight. He's got it at the line. Battle for the lead. Anthony Morano looks low on the hitman, but just can't carry enough momentum off of 3 or off of 2. Caution is out. 5th caution of the night here at Volusia. Let's try and see. It looks like Butters, Dan McLaren. Gonna have to see if we can get a better look at this thing here. Try to go up above. Oh yeah, there's already contact up in front. Butters runs in the back. Let's see if we can move on up to see who that was. Wasn't Dan. Brandon. We're trying to find a number, I promise you. Sam Bachman, that's who it was, okay. Sam Bachman in the 107. Let's go find him here once again. Let's keep an eye out. So 3 wide coming out of, oh yeah, just runs out of real estate in there, hard into the front stretch wall. Boom, gets rear-ended by Butterfield, and they just stack up from there. Big stack up. Man, it's a junkyard. Gonna have 6 to go here when we take the green flag. Right now, the Ant-Man Anthony Morano, he is running out of time with all these cautions. To Michael Vecchio, I believe, or no, Michael Vitale, excuse me. He's the current points leader, and he's sitting 16th as we get ready to go back racing here. Brett Walsh with a good jump over Anthony Morano. Philly Flyer able to keep in tow. Big run for the 051 of Clay Christopherson as he's trying to run back down the top 3. Blake Chapman looks in the middle there as Logan Wentz goes to the bottom 3 wide for a minute there in 3 and 4. Blake Chapman trying to take over P4 from the 051 of Blake Christopherson. He's ahead as we enter turn 3. Can he carry momentum out of 4 and get him at the line? Blake Christopherson with a big run, but Blake's got him at the line, 4 to go. go up front. The Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Tick, 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 tick. Running out of time on that clock. He looks low. 2 to go. 3 to go. Anthony Morano just can't really mount a charge here as the top 3 guys all running the same line. He looks low in the middle of 3 and 4. Can he get under the 520 with 2 to go? No, he can't. 6 more turns around Volusia Speedway Park for your leader, Brett Walsh, here as we go through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Final time around Volusia Speedway Park. The Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, looks high in 1 and 2. Going to try to diamond under here as we go down the backstretch. Can he make a move through 3 and 4? He's going to look low. Brett Walsh is going to hold the bottom in the 520 of Brett Walsh is going to be your feature winner here tonight in the small block. After Ocean, followed by Anthony Morano, Trevor Giroux, Blake Chapman, and Logan Wentz rounds out the top 5. Woo! What a race. Anthony Morano just couldn't find a way around the hitman Brett Walsh, and Brett gets his own fireworks show here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park. So let's give these guys a minute or two to catch their breath, and while they do that, you know what? Let's go back. Let's take a look at this white flag lap. I thought he'd try to cut under, but just couldn't get the run to do so. Very sensitive, one last push. Can't find a way under, and checkered flag flies for 520. So let's go ahead and let's see who's found their way up to the Discord so far, as we do have the top 3, and we're going to go ahead and pull up the man who finished 3rd place here tonight, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Trevor, man, it was so hard to pass here tonight. It looked like. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of was. The bottom was kind of, I don't know how to put it. It was kind of, it'd work for a couple laps, and then it would be like middle through the slick, and then, so like if you could get good runs, like towards the end there, I was kind of diamonding the corners and see if I could get good runs on Anthony there, and if I just had a couple better runs, maybe could get by him. But yeah, it was kind of stuck towards the lower part of the track there. So yeah, it wouldn't have no passing would have been had if unless there was like a mistake or something. But we'll definitely take a podium. It feels like I haven't talked to you in a while, Shaggy. So I'm happy to be here right now.
Yeah, man, it always feels good to knock that, knock the whatever the term is. I can't think of it. Knock whatever it is off your back. We'll think of it later here. But man, you're up here on the podium again, and I wanted to ask you. You're talking about how hard it is to pass. Do you think we're going to see that same fate here with the big blocks, or do you think with that more power we'll see guys venture to the high side?
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say, I think with more horsepower in the big blocks, it's definitely gonna. I'm not gonna say definitely, but I personally think it's gonna be high side. With that horsepower there, it's just gonna bite and take off a lot more than these things. But we'll see. I think it's gonna start towards the middle bottom, and then as that slicks off, I think it'll end up at the top.
Well, Trevor, hell of a job tonight, man. P3 with those 2 guys in front of you. That's a win in most places. So good job tonight, man. Hopefully you can carry that momentum over to the big block. But who you want to thank?
Yeah, just got to thank all my guys at Venom. It's been a pleasure being part of this team, and it's fun racing with these guys and learning from guys like Isaac, and who's obviously dominant. So taking some tips and tricks from him, it's really helped, and hopefully we can put together a complete run here and get a win. But just got to thank all the sponsors here that make this stuff possible. The Dean Reynolds with the Super Dirt Car Series, JRB Designs. We've had a couple more come on board. We're going to be running the Spring Fling, so I'll keep those a secret for now, but it's definitely some exciting times right now. So thanks everyone who comes on board these rides here, and hopefully we can park you guys in victory lane here shortly. And obviously thank you guys for the broadcast and everybody at C2C as well.
A hell of a job tonight, Trevor. Good luck in the big block.
Thanks, Zach.
That's your third place finisher, Trevor Giroux. And now we're going to bring up the man who, Anthony, we asked Trevor, he talked to us about how hard it was to pass, but man, just reiterate on that. It seemed like you had so much speed, but you just couldn't find a way around that 520 tonight.
Yeah, Brett held his line pretty good there, made his car wide, played held the line that was the fastest line. It's how you win races sometimes when a track gets single line, and that's all you have to do.
Yeah, and well, we saw you dive low there a couple times. Was there, I know you're one of the cleaner guys we got in here, but was there ever a thought in your mind of maybe use that front bumper a little bit coming out of 4?
Not really. I don't. If I'm gonna win, I don't want to win that way. So I mean, I hope no one would do it to me, so I wouldn't do it to anybody. So I mean, I don't know if it's Brett's first win in here or not, but I mean, he ran a great race. Congratulations to him. So we'll see what happens in the big blocks and go from there.
Well, hey, great job tonight, Anthony. Hell of a job on that middle podium spot. Who you want to thank?
I gotta thank my wife Sherry, the boys over at FTM, Dean Subaru Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, griphack.com, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, MDI TV, Expert Installation, Flatline Racing by sponsoring this division for us to come out to race at. You for doing a broadcast and everyone at Coast to Coast.
Well, hell of a job, Anthony, man. You're going to be one of the favorites, one of the guys to watch here in the big block. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
That's Anthony Morano, your P2 finisher. And, well, now we're going to bring up the man, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, Hitman, this is your first small block win here in the Coast to Coast series. So congratulations, brother. How's it feel?
Feels good, man. It's been a long time coming.
Well, man, talk to us a little bit about the race tonight. You were able to get out front, and, it seemed like there in the beginning, you were the quickest car, hands down. Then, those last 10 or 15 laps looked like maybe you went a little defensive. Were you just playing it safe, trying to hold that bottom, make sure you didn't give it up?
Oh, yeah, man. Anthony definitely had a faster car coming to 10 to go. I was just trying my hardest just to hold him off. I knew he was coming. My teammate Clayton told me the top was coming in a little bit, so I tried to move around a little bit, and then I figured I better off just stay safe and defend.
Yeah, and Anthony talked about that. That's probably, the go-to move here in the small blocks, especially when you got a guy in that 32. I know you're newer here, but, man, you're going to learn quick. That 32 is not going to move you out of the way. That's not the way he wants to win, and he's going to race you hard and clean. And Brett, you drove your tail off here, led pretty much the whole thing, got your first victory. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Man, I want to thank Flatline Racing Bodies, Elite Sim Sports, Clayton Clewell, man, All Out Graphics, Hoosier Tire. Just, man, my team right now, I've actually only been racing these cars for maybe 3 or 4 months, and my team has helped me so much tremendously to get where I am today. And I don't know if I could do it without them, man.
Yeah, man, we all know what a good team can do, and the camaraderie that comes with those teammates is something else. But hell of a job here, Brett. We're going to see you again in the big block. You're going to go for the double tonight?
I think I am, man. I think I am.
All right, Brett. Good luck, man. Give her hell.
I appreciate it.
That's your feature winner here tonight, Brett Walsh. And, man, he got it done here tonight. And, I just realized something I didn't get done. I didn't bring you up that standings here from the feature. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to, for some reason, it didn't start with the top 10. I read you off your top 5 there, but Clay Christopherson 6th, Brandon Templeton 7th, Dylan Kinsey 8th, Clayton Clewell 9th, Brian Dickens rounding out the top 10. And the rest of your field, let's see here, 11th through 20th, Trent Verstraeten, Spider Monkey Brandon Dittmer, Bob DeGood, Jeff Barker 14th, Michael Vitale 15th, Chris Alvey, Sam Bachman, Dean Reynolds, Randy Shoes, Michael Vecchio rounding out the top 20. The bottom 4, Dan McLaren, Isaac Salas, Jason Butterfield, Kurt Schatzer, all having some trouble tonight and not finishing the feature. But we are going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We will be right back with more big block action here at Volusia Speedway Park. Stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Right when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network with your final feature event of the night on Flatline Racing Bodies Thursday Night Thunder. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, and we just saw the hitman Brett Walsh take his first ever victory here in Coast to Coast. And, you know, he had talked about saying he was going to come do the double. But I do not see him or Clayton Clewell registered in here yet, so not sure if him and his teammate are going to come run this second one or not. Right now we have 23 guys in the session, 20 have put in times. So we won't need a B main as is right now if it would stand. Let's watch this room a little bit here. Watch him come out of 3 and 4. Yeah, man, Anthony Morano, him and Logan Wentz, they're going to be two of the top guys going at it here, and here they are going at it. Just don't tire yourself out just yet, fellas. These guys are putting on a show here. Logan Wentz going to throw a bomb. Anthony Morano going to counter back here. This is what it's all about. The 32 going to throw a big right-hander into 3 and 4. The 118 going to counter back side by side at the line. Synchronized swimming out here, these two. As one throws one, the other one counters back here, back and forth. And, woo, Anthony Morano jumped that cushion there. Checkered flag flying as... going to put an end to practice here, and we're going to go into qualifying. Let's see who pulls out on the track here first for qualifying at Volusia Speedway Park. It looks like possibly the 71 of John Hine, the first out of the pits. Let's follow the professor here. He goes around 3 and 4, going to go high as he can here. Try to make a lot of momentum. Start this lap quick. You know, he's doing what I said I thought those guys are doing, the small block, running that high line first. If you want to find more speed, go to the bottom the second lap. If you go to the bottom the first lap, you're going to sacrifice both laps. John Hine, purple sector 2 there for a second as he does jump to the top of the speed charts with a 16:28. The Ant-Man Anthony Morano P2 with a 16:32. Dylan Kinsey goes purple. You know what that means. 16:16. Quick time for the 6:39. Can Dylan get quicker here? It doesn't look like he's going to have the pace. Yellow. That's not good. He's going to stay P1. Right now, Blake Chapman, as he finishes up coming through 3 and 4, he's slower through Sector 1. Can he get quicker in Sector 2? Does his lap improve? No, it doesn't. Gonna stay P5. Let's see who else we got. Brian Dickens is actually the only car to not put in a lap yet, and here he is on lap number 1. But right now, your top 5, Dylan Kinsey, Isaac Salas, John Hine, Jeff Barker, and Blake Chapman as it stands. Like I say, there will be 24 guys, too, who put in a time. Brian Dickens, quickest in Sector 2, P3 overall. Let's see what he does on lap number 2. He's quicker through Sector 1. Can he keep that same... Oh, no, he qualified too late, ran out of time. You saw his car disappeared there. He was quicker through Sector 1, and, well, he's only going to get 1 lap. Heartbreak there for the 122 of Brian Dickens. Let's go ahead and bring up the starting grid here for heat race number 1. The 213 of Michael Vitale is going to start on the front row and is outside the 32 of Anthony Morano. Inside of row number 2, we've got the Professor John Hine and is outside in the 639 Dylan Kinsey. Inside of row number 3, we've got Dean Reynolds and is outside in the 00 Harold Klump. Rounding out the field tonight in row 4, we've got the 075 of Trevor Giroux and is outside Bob DeGood in the 7. First of 4 heat races tonight. You're basically just racing for your feature spot here. It's 24 guys. So everyone's going to make the show here. No one's going to go home. But you don't want to start this thing in the back. You need a good start here for heat race number 1. And well, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly here at Volusia Speedway Park. The 213's ready to drop the hammer, and we're going racing. Michael Vitale's going. Can he slide up in front of the 32 of Anthony Morano? That's going to be a big thing. Not going to be able to here, and the Ant-Man is going to carry all that momentum. He's your leader at the end of the backstretch. They all single file out on the top there, as it seems like you want to run that middle top right now. Don't want to find yourself pinched down on the bottom as John Hine almost gets into the back of Dylan Kinsey. He's got to get on the binders and turn it a little right. John Hine trying to find a way around that 639. Had some speed in qualifying. Very quick car, but man, it is hard to pass here in these fixed setups. You got to be good on that throttle, and good on that throttle. Anthony Morano out front at the halfway point with a little over half a second lead for the Ant-Man. Dylan Kinsey in the 639 doing a good job of holding on to P2 right now, as Michael Vitale had a hiccup, I guess, and got pinched on the bottom. Allowed Dylan Kinsey to go around and John Hine up to P3. Michael Vitale holding on to 4th. Coming through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Final time around Volusia Speedway Park. Rear leader Anthony Morano. Dylan Kinsey holding on to P2. Is John Hine going to be close enough to make a move here as we enter 3 and 4? Doesn't look like it. Final time coming out of 4. The Ant-Man Anthony Morano will start tonight. Dylan Kinsey, John Hine, Michael Vitale, Harold Klump, Dean Reynolds, Trevor Giroux, and Bob DeGood. Good battle in there in heat race number 1, and now going to bring up the starting grid here for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole, the 007 of Michael Vecchio, and is outside the 107 of Sam Bachman. Inside of row number 2, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Parker, and is outside slide job, Isaac Salas. Inside of row number 3, we've got Old Smokey, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, and it is outside Beat Temp in the 31, Brandon Templeton. Rounding out the field tonight in row number 4, we've got the 56 of Randy Shreves, and it is outside the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. This Michael Vecchio in the 007 knows how important a front row starting spot can be in these things, and man, he's got to go in there and send it in 1 and 2, and he's got to find a way to win heat race number 2 if he wants to give himself the best shot at winning the feature tonight. At the same time, you got guys like Isaac Salas there. P4, he's going to be coming hard on the outside, so don't blink here as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Let's go racing at Volusia Speedway Park. Michael Vecchio with a good jump. Can he get in front of Sam Bachman? No, he's going to keep it down low. Sam Bachman with a good run going on the backstretch. Isaac Salas has to get on the binders. Isaac Salas wants to keep up that momentum. He's looking to go from 4th to 2nd, and he does. 3 wide for P3 and 4. Oh, B-Temp gets turned. Oh, no. Big wreck. Big wreck. Brandon Dittmer goes up on the lid. Lands on all 4s, keeps rolling, and while he's battling Brandon Templeton for P5. Up front, Isaac Salas, though, battling with Samuel Bachman. They touch. Isaac Salas, your new leader. Isaac Salas, 4th to 1st here, and my, oh my, great run for this 5. 2 to go, 2 sticks in the air. Samuel Bachman in the 107, starting to feel a little pressure from the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Terry Landis putting his head down, trying to go to work here. White flag in the air, let's go on board. Oh, Terry Landis kisses the front stretch wall. That maybe helped him guide it into 3 and 4 a little bit. His final 2 turns for the Desert Demon. Coming through 3 and 4, Isaac Sellers wins heat race number 2, followed by Sam Bachman, Terry Landis, Randy Shreves, Brandon Templeton, Brandon Dittmer, Michael Vecchio, and Jeff Barker with, oh man, we saw that unfortunate big wreck there on lap number 2. Tough break for those guys. Heat race number 3 is going to look a little something like this. Glenn Sharp in the 099 on the pole, and it is outside. Logan Wentz in the 118. Inside of row number 2, we've got Blake Chapman in the 20, and it is outside in the 122, Brian Dickens. The 088 of Trent Verstraeten rolls off P5 into his outside. Jason Butterfield rounding out the field tonight. We've got Soupy Dan McLaren starting P7 into his outside in the 051, Clay Christofferson. I'm trying to keep this voice strong, but you probably hear me weakening up a little bit. I'm coming, just recovering back from this sickness, and well, last night I was hanging on a little better than this, but man, there's some excitement. I'm having trouble keeping my voice low, and man, the voice box is paying for it. But pace car's in, green flag is high, Wirt's ready to fly here at Volusia Speedway Park as the 099 of Glenn Sharp gets us off racing. They're 3 wide as they enter turn 1. They mix it up, they all survive. Blake Chapman holds on to P3. Blake Chapman trying to see if he can't get to the top shelf, go around that 099 of Glenn Sharp. Glenn Sharp, can he shut the door? No, he's going to keep it on the bottom, and now Blake Chapman, he's going to take over P2. Glenn Sharp able to get to the high side now, and now the 122 of Brian Dickens, he's got to do it the hard way. Looking low to take over P3. He's going to throw a big slider into 1. Glenn Sharp trying to counter back, has a lot of momentum. They're side by side as they enter 3. He throws it in. Contact with the 122. He comes down. Oh, no. Brian Dickens and Jason Butterfield. That's going to ruin their heat. Back up front, Logan Wentz. Feeling the pressure from Blake Chapman now as Blake Chapman slowly reeling in your leader. 2 sticks in the air and 2 to go. Blake Chapman does such a good diamond line there coming off a turn 2, makes up time going down the backstretch. White flag in the air. Final time around for your leaders. Blake Chapman, if he's got anything, he's got to throw it in there now. He's got to try to make a move. All over your leader in the 118. It's going to look high. Can he counter through 3 and 4? He's going to try. Not going to get him. Logan Wentz wins heat race number 3, followed by Blake Chapman, Clay Christofferson, Glenn Sharp, Jason Butterfield coming around, and Dan McLaren, Brian Dickens, Trent Verstraeten not going to cross the checkered flag here tonight. And that actually was heat race number 4 there. I'd gotten them confused. My bad. We're going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we will be right back.
Raceway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, try, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway.
The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20.
We're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Big Block Modified Division on the C2C Racing Network, presented by Flatline Racing Bodies.
That's Isaac Salas, your spring big block champion, and the 5 car currently sits atop of the warm-up charts here in the 5 as we're getting ready to go feature racing action. In your final feature of the night in your Flatline Racing Bodies Thursday Night Thunder, as the checkered flag's in the air. Guys are gonna pull off here and we're gonna get ready. We'll bring you this starting grid, and well, here we are. Starting on the pole, we've got the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, and is outside in the 5. The slide job, Isaac Salas. Logan Wentz rolls off P3 and is outside. Dylan Kinsey. Samuel Bachman, P5, and is outside. The salesman, Blake Chapman. The number 71 of John Hine rolls off P7 and is outside. The Desert Demon, Smokey Terry Landis. Inside of row number 5, the 051 of Clay Christopherson and is outside. In the 213, Michael Vitale. Randy Shreves in the 56 rolls off 11th and is outside. In the 099, Glenn Sharp. The 00 of Harold Klump rolls off in the Baker's Dozen spot and is outside. Brandon Templeton in the 31. Butters, Jason Butterfield rolls off on the inside of row number 8 and is outside. Dean Reynolds. Inside of row number 9, we've got Brandon Dittmer and is outside. Brian Dickens in the 122. The Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, rolls off 19th and is outside. In the 007, James Bond, Michael Vecchio. Soupy Dan McLaren rolls off 21st and is outside. In the 7, Bob DeGood. The 513 of Jeff Barker rounds out the field tonight in row number 12 and is outside. In the 88, Trent Verstraeten. Well, my pick for race number 1 didn't go so well, but that doesn't mean we can't try again. It is going to be really hard to beat the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, starting P1, but if anybody can do it, that 5 car can of Isaac Salas. And, well, I'm going to pick the 5 tonight. No offense, anybody else, but I think he's hungry and he's going to get it done. But final time through 3 and 4, the pace car is going to go in. Let's go play in the clay at Volusia Speedway Park as the green flag is high and it's ready to fly. Isaac Salas with a good run through 1 and 2 already takes the lead going down the backstretch. He needs this thing to stay green, as an early caution would forfeit the lead back to your leader, Anthony Morano. No caution is out. New leader, Isaac Salas. Clay Christopherson in the 051. He's looking low, almost 3 wide. Under the Desert Demon, Terry Landis and John Hine. John Hine trying to make that high side work right now. Anthony Morano feeling some pressure as your leader, Isaac Salas, has kind of checked out on this guy. These guys contact for P3. Logan Wentz. Oh, there's a big one. Oh, we got to go back and try and diagnose what happened here. As it started, I believe, early on with Logan Wentz. So let's see here. Let's go find Logan. so we want to go back a little further than that even. Let's find Logan here. He's going through 1 and 2. We're going to go Chapman Racing Drone. And I was talking, looking at my computer. So if you guys saw what happened, I didn't see what happened. We're going to go back here. I'm going to look here. Just tightens up, gets into Dylan, stays tight, gets into Blake. Blake goes down, bounces into John, gets in the wall. Well, we lost 2 of our front runners there just like that. Just for some reason, there we go. Now we're back live. I wanted to stay in slow motion on us. Pace lights are still on. We'll go around one more time here at Volusia Speedway Park. Only got 3 laps in there. Right now, the biggest mover is Trent Verstraeten. He's up 7 spots, up to 17th right now. Isaac Salas, your leader. Rather surprising to see him choose the bottom on this restart, unless there's some tack down there that I really don't see. He likes that high side. Well, leader controls the start, so jumps on him anyway. And unless there's some tack down there that I'm not seeing. Maybe there is, but green flag is high. It's ready to fly here as we're ready to take lap number 4 here in the big block modifieds. Good jump for Isaac Salas. He's blinking a little bit there. Anthony Morano, P2. We see somebody who is that. Logan Wentz. He pulled out of the pits right before the leaders were able to put him a lap down. So Logan Wentz, he is hoping for a caution out here. Right now, Brandon Templeton, he's in that final car in the top 10. He's trying to find a way around Harold Klump in that purple people leader. In the middle, 3 wide is Brandon Templeton. Randy Shreves up high. Let's watch this going down the backstretch. Shreves with a big run. Brandon Templeton's going to get in front of the 00. Dittmer getting a little squirrely. Hold on to it, Brandon. Oh, Glenn Sharp. Oh, my gosh. Holy crap. How did they survive that? Dino in the middle, 3 wide here. He's just holding on. Him and the Philly Flyer duking it hard here in the back. Back up front, Anthony Morano looking at, he's got a good view of your leader. Possibly trying to put Logan Wentz a lap down, but caution is out, and Logan Wentz is going to get the Titan back up. That's exactly what he needed, is Randy Shreves around. On this 56 machine, let's see what happened. Does he get some help? Yeah, possibly some help from the Spider Monkey there, Brandon Dittmer. Gonna go around in front of the starter stand. Oh, and he's almost gonna pull up the track. And man, you. Let's take a look and, well, we're just gonna show you why you don't do that. Let's take a look at Glenn Sharp. Glenn is in the pits now. I'm gonna go on board with Glenn. Glenn Sharp minding his own business here. He sees him there, and if Glenn doesn't stay full throttle and then get himself in the wall, he is going to end up getting into the side of Randy Shreves. And now Glenn, here he goes. We're going to fast forward time here. We're going to see, I believe, Glenn goes in, and that car's broke after that wall contact. And yes, he's got to pit. He's got to use his quick repair up. And man, guys, I'll say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. You get on a wreck. If you get in a wreck, hold the brakes. Hold the brakes. Hold the brakes. Pace lights are off here as we get ready to go back racing again. Isaac Salas is going to choose the bottom once again. Got a great jump the last time. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. We'll have 21 to go here when he takes the green flag. Pace car gets ready to dive off. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly for the 5 of Isaac Salas as he gets a good jump again. Ooh, they're 3 wide already. Let's go back and check that out. Oh, 4 wide. Jeff Barker into the inside wall. Jeff Barker losing a lot of spots back there in that blue and yellow machine. He kissed the inside wall. Now Anthony Morano, he decided to turn up the wick. He's going to go for it, but caution is out once again here at Volusia Speedway Park. A couple cars involved. Trent Verstraeten, Dean Reynolds possibly. Let's take a look. Trent Verstraeten in the 088 here. Let's see what happens. Oh, the 213 of Michael Vitale hit the tire barrier. Right in front of Trent Verstraeten. Nowhere he could go, and wild ride for Dino. Oh, Dino goes for a wild one. Let's go back. Let's find Dino here. We're going to go on board with Dino. Over and not able to land on all 4. Gonna have to tow, and wild ride for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. So much beating and banging. We've seen guys drop through the field. We've seen guys come up through the field. Brandon Dittmer right now up 11 spots. The Spider Monkey's up to P6. Dan McLaren up 12 spots. Jeff Barker also up 11 spots, up to P12. I mean, here we go. A lot of guys on the move, and there's still a lot of time to get some work in, but we are going to be going single file here on the restarts, I think. Because, yeah, lights are off. Guys stay in single file. That's the 3rd caution, so it's the rule in coast to coast. When you have 3 cautions, we go single file for the rest of the race. So we'll be single file restarts from here on out. Yep, and Anthony Morano, he had kept the 5 reeled in that time, and you got to wonder if he knows with all these cautions he's got to go as the 5 is ready to get a good jump again. Isaac Salas leads us to the green flag. Isaac Salas in that 5 machine. Good run through 1 and 2. Ant-Man Anthony Morano tries to keep him in tow. Brandon Templeton back here battling. He's got the Spider Monkey. Brandon Dittmer to his outside. Brandon Dittmer in that red and yellow machine. He came to play tonight. Up 11 spots up to P6. Looky who's fighting back here. We got Butters on the bottom. Jason Butterfield in that 93. He's looking under Soupy. Soupy up 13 spots here. Fighting for 8th. Ooh, Dan's going to send it in here. He's going to see if he can carry off the momentum. Try to clear Butters. Butters kisses that exit barrier coming out of 4 and almost gets into the 88. And they're 3 wide for a second. Dan McLaren looks low on Brandon Dittmer, and yeah, we got a battle. Dan McLaren is coming up through the pack here, up 14 spots, up to 7. Back out front, Isaac Salas feeling the pressure from the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. He is hugging the bottom through 3 and 4. Anthony Morano just trying everything that he can to run down this 5. Different line through 3 and 4 and makes a lot of time up in the middle of the corner. Whoa, they're they're side by side at the line. Now that's almost the case of, did the Ant-Man show his hand too early here? And does Isaac know he's got to defend? Yes, he does. He showed him that nose, and now the 5 is not going to give up the bottom in 3 and 4, 12 to go. Isaac Salas going to protect in the 1 and 2, run that slider line, float up, got a lot of momentum. Goes back down to the bottom in 3 and 4, going to protect that 32. Terry Landis up to P4 here. He's up 4 spots. He's hoping for a caution. Try to get back in touch with this top 3. But right now, Brandon Templeton, he doesn't want one. He's battling for P5. He's going to send it in deep here on the 107 to Sam Bachman. Can Sam Bachman counter? No, he can't. He's going to fall back in line. 10 to go. Back out front, Isaac Salas has settled back down and has rebuilt that lead up to about 0.4 of a second. Ever since he went back down to the bottom in 3 and 4, he has just found some speed that he didn't have there for a couple laps. Dan McLaren, still your hard charger, up 14 spots here in that 88. Looking for P6, trying to get by Sam Bachman. Sam Bachman running that low line, working on the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Oh, they're 3 wide in 1 and 2. The Philly Flyer, Brandon Dimmer and Clay Christopherson battling hard for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Anthony Morano not having any luck with your leader, Isaac Salas. Up to a 0.6 of a second gap there. His caution is out, and that lead is no more. John Hine in the 71. Keep a look on that black and white car there. Oh, the 00 got sideways in front of him, and well, we're going to have to go back and see if we can see what happened there. Harold Klump. In the middle 3 wide. Jason just floats up a little bit. Didn't know Harold was that far down in the middle, and he's going to lose his right front tire. And John Hine, he probably had to tow. Isaac Salas, the man setting the pace, is able to take the lead right away. Lap number 1. Took that second starting position and made advantage of it. Has not looked back as the Ant-Man. He started on pole right below Isaac. Just hasn't been able to get back around the 5. Terry Landis, the Desert Demon, he's in P4. You got to wonder if he can contend for that bottom step of the podium now that gets a restart, gets the leaders wound back in. Let us know who you got in the chat box here. 6 to go, Isaac Salas or the rest of the field here. Because that 5 car has had some pace, and man, if somebody wants to do something, they're going to have to throw a haymaker on that 5, really make him feel uncomfortable. But the green flag is high. Where it's ready to fly. 6 to go at Volusia Speedway Park. Great jump for the 5 of Isaac Salas. The Ant-Man caught sleeping, 0.6 of a gap to the leader, Isaac Salas, and you almost got to think it may be over for him. And Brandon Templeton, he looks low on Terry Landis. He takes over P4. B-Temp going to work on Dylan Kinsey, trying to take that final podium spot. Going through 3 and 4 this time as Isaac Salas comes around. We'll have 4 to go. The Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, not having any luck with your leader, Isaac Salas, as Isaac is a second ahead here He has really pulled out all the stops. Battle on track right now is for that final podium spot. Brandon Templeton trying to work on Dylan Kinsey. Dylan Kinsey just being as smooth as he can, but Brandon Templeton just trying to find a little more here through 3 and 4, going right against that inside wall. 2 sticks in the air here, 8 corners to go here for the 31 of Brandon Templeton. He tries to look low on the 639 of Dylan Kinsey, but just can't pull it off. Coming out of turn 4, white flag in the air for the 5 of Isaac Salas. Isaac Salas took the lead in 1 and 2 on the first lap, and well, that 5 never looked back. He's got a 2.5 lead coming out of 4 for the final time. The 5 of Isaac Salas is your big block feature winner at Volusia Speedway Park, followed by Anthony Morano, Dylan Kinsey, Brandon Templeton, Sam Bachman. Rounding out the top 5, the top 10, Terry Landis, Clay Christopherson, Trevor Giroux, Brian Dickens, Jeff Barker rounds out the top 10. And, well, we'll go ahead and bring up your results here. We'll show you the rest of the field. 11th through 20th, Randy Shreves, Bob DeGood, Glenn Sharp, Harold Klump, Dan McLaren, Brandon Dittmer, John Hine, Jason Butterfield, Trent Verstraeten, Michael Vitale. And your bottom 4, Dino, Logan, Michael, and Blake Chapman. But man, that 5 of Isaac Salas, boy, did he have some speed tonight. Took the lead, never looked back in that 5 car. And now we're going to give these guys a minute or 2 to catch their breath here. Well, wait till we see Dylan Kinsey pop up, and we'll bring him up into the booth here. As Dylan Kinsey is going to bring home that 3rd and final podium position here tonight. And looks like Dylan Kinsey did make his way up here. We'll pull him up. Hey, Dylan, Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
I got you, Shaggy. I barely heard you.
Hey, man, a hell of a job here tonight, able to bring home that final podium spot. Talk to us a little bit about the racetrack. You know, it didn't have much of a passing show in the small blocks, and, well, I kind of thought that would change, but, man, it seemed like one line dominant here again.
Yeah, I think for most of the big block, it was about the line was about the same as 358. But it was weird, like, it was, I don't know, some spots, like, in turn 1 to, like, right before, turn 2 would start, you could barely see if it was slick or where the grip was. It was a little harder to see than normal, I thought, but, no, it was almost normal Volusia for me, so I don't know, I just gotta get a lot of laps there, and then you just know how the track's gonna wear, so you just know where to run.
Well, man, able to hold on to that bottom step of the podium. Congratulations. Good way to end the night. Who you want to thank, Dylan?
Yeah, I seen Templeton coming hard. That was, he's always fast, so it felt good to hold him off a little bit. I seen him coming, and I just changed up my lines a little bit on the last lap. But I got to thank everyone at Full Throttle Motorsports, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, Dean Reynolds at Super Dirt Car, you, Shaggy, for the broadcast, and everyone at Coast to Coast that makes it happen. Thanks. See you later.
That's Dylan Kinsey, your 3rd and final podium finisher. And I just realized you probably didn't hear me say that to Dylan because I was not pressing my voice button. But what I said is hopefully he carries that momentum into next week. And, well, Dylan was very quick tonight, just not quick enough for these two. And, well, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, back-to-back P2, man. It just didn't seem like you could run down that 5 here tonight. Talk to us a little about what you could have done different.
Yeah, we really didn't have I'm not so good on the top at any track we go to, pretty much. So when it gets to be top dominant, then I struggle a bit. But Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, Isaac was fast. I caught him real good in the bottom of 3 and 4 one lap, and I got up to his door, and so I guess as soon as he saw me down there, he jumped down the bottom and played defense. So that was probably my only chance to get in there. So we'll take second and clean run and 0x again, get the bonus points for that, and keep chugging along on that.
Yeah, talked about that a little bit, and it was a case of, I think, what happened to Blake last night in the Hometown Heroes, just made that peak a little too early, and when you showed the 5, that speed down there in 3 and 4, man, it took him half a lap to shut that door on you, and as soon as he figured that out, he was in a new area code. But hell of a job tonight, Anthony. 2 P2s, man. Great points night all in all. We know that you're a serious contender when it comes to these for points, so hell of a showing here, man. Who you want to thank?
I gotta thank my wife Sherry, the boys over at FTM, Dean at Super Dare Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Swan Speed Shop, MDI TV, Expert Installation, DJ Sim Shop for the wrap, you for doing the broadcast, everyone at Coast to Coast, and Flatline Racing Bodies for putting us up for us.
Great job, Anthony. Good luck, man, throughout the season here. I imagine it's going to be quite a shock if you don't win this point thing. But I know a long way to go, but Mr. Consistency here. Hell of a job tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
That's Anthony Morano, your P2 finisher. And now we're going to bring up the man of the hour. Started P2, took the lead, lap 1, turn 1, or coming out of turn 2. Isaac Salas, man, you had that motor purring and you never looked back.
Yeah, it was I looked a whole lot better in the big block than the small block, so that's all. I'll take a good night, I guess. I mean, it was fun though. It was lanes were changing like crazy.
Yeah, speaking of lanes changing, how scared were you when you saw the 32 get that run on you in the bottom of 3 and 4, and we saw you the next lap go down and shut the door? I can't blame you for that one, but man, he really was coming on that bottom.
Yeah, when he just appeared at my door, yeah, I was like, what in the world? So I was like, well, I guess the bottom's there, so that's good to know. But yeah, then it was try to figure out how to enter the bottom without getting tight in the center. And with the setup these have right now, it almost wants you to get tight in the center if you enter in too low. So I was trying to be way out at the wall for my entry and try to open it up as much as I could. But 1 and 2 was, well, I think 1 and 2 honestly was probably where the money was made, because if you could keep it kind of wound up perfectly where you didn't wishy-washy the rear end, you can make a really good lap, because you kind of, now that you knew where the line was in 3 and 4, all you had to do was just get to it.
Oh, whoops, I wasn't pressing the right button. You heard me, but everybody else wasn't. But Isaac, man, congratulations here. Hell of a run tonight. You're one of my favorites. That's no surprise. And man, I love calling your wins. Good win tonight. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Zach. It's it's always fun to get to talk to you. I mean, usually it means I did a good job if I get to talk to you. But yeah, big shout out to the guys of Venom Racing. It's a rough night for us overall. We were. I know that Trevor did pretty good in the small blocks and the rest of us struggled, and I did pretty good in the big blocks and the rest of us struggled. So it is what it is. But yeah, big shout out to all those guys. They make it a lot of fun to run with. Dean the Super Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs, Arson Trackside, Mission 22, Top Notch Trekking with my Gramps. I saw that he was watching, so hi Gramps. And then yeah, other than that, thanks for the broadcast there, Mr. Zach. Thanks Coast to Coast for the league. Good runs to Anthony and Dylan. It's always a pleasure to get to race with them. But other than that, thanks to my friends, my family, and my girlfriend for watching.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Isaac. Once again, man, congratulations. And, if you keep making these races, man, you may go back-to-back in these points, but we'll have to see if you can keep making all the shows. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm trying, I promise. I'm trying. I'm getting up at 4:30 to get to work at a decent time to hopefully get back to racing time. So it's fun, man.
Well, good job, kid. Congratulations once again, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Zach.
That's your winner tonight, Isaac Salas in the 5. Big win for him, as you heard. Tough night there in the small blocks. He needed a rebound, and man, he got it in the best way possible as the 5. Made me look like I know what I was talking about. Helped me go 1 for 2 here tonight in my commentators' picks. But, with that, final thoughts. Volusia, a little rougher than it is normally. Good bit of cautions tonight, but all in all, I think the fastest guys made their way to the front, and they got to really showcase their stuff. As you see, the 5 gets to park it in victory lane here for the final race this evening, and Anthony Morano back-to-back podiums. Brett Walsh with his first win in Coast to Coast in the small blocks, so good for Brett and the 520 machine. But all in all, that's going to do it for tonight. Flatline Racing Bodies, Thursday Night Thunder. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV. We'll be signing off, but we'll be back with you Sunday night for more pro late models here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Have a good evening.